Hello and welcome to Rajya Sabha Television. I am Akhilesh Suman and you are watching Indian Standard Time. Indian Standard Time is a window to the world through which we try to showcase a particular country, its history, its society, its culture, its economy, politics, its relationship to the outer world and indeed also to India. And we have very special guest today, Ambassador of Uzbekistan, Mr. Excellency Farhod Arziev. Welcome, Excellency.
Thank you.
Excellency, from our very childhood, we had been hearing the names like, Tashkent, names like Samarkand, names like Bukhara. How are they now?
Yes, indeed. When we talk about our relations, they have very deep historical connections.
Right.
And of course, while working here as an ambassador, I also meet a lot of people, and the most frequently asked question is always about Samarkand, Bukhara, and
right.
Tashkent, and it is inspiring in a sense that it shows the deep connections that Uzbekistan and India enjoy. And of course, Tashkent, Samarkand, Bukhara, and the other cities of Uzbekistan, they are world known, for their ancient history and the rich, cultural heritage, architectural heritage, and therefore these cities are attracting more and more tourists from all over the world, including from India. And we are, continuing our, work to make these cities more and more attractive, and also to use the, their asset and advantage, in our, overall tourism policy, of course.
You see a country, Excellency, that that has been also part of Silk Route, old Silk Route, and it also has been part of old history. You can connect with Iran also. It became like mixing ground of various cultures and sects of Islam also. So what type of Islam is being practiced in Uzbekistan? Some people tell that it is a moderate Islam. Some people tell that it is non-denominational Islam. What is that?
The Uzbekistan and the Uzbek society, I would say it's one of the most tolerant societies in the world. And also, of course, we are a majority, the Muslim population country, and Uzbekistan, the land of Uzbekistan, has traditionally been famous for, providing, contributing to the development of the world civilization, science, and also many world-famous scholars, including in Islamic teachings like Imam al-Bukhari and Bahawuddin Naqshbandi and many others.
Mirza Ghalib also, I think, his parents were from.
Yes, indeed. We have Amir Khusraw, who are very much cherished in India, and also Mirza Ghalib. They trace their roots to Uzbekistan,
right.
and that these elements of connections always make us very happy and proud.
Right, sir, it is not only religion or culture, but politically also you have seen different states. Like you were part of Soviet Union, and now you became independent country, presidential system, election. So I think there had been mixture of politics also. So if you compare your life when you were a student days in Soviet time and when you compare now, what is the difference you find?
It is, we must, understand that, of course, independence for any country, it is, the biggest asset and the biggest, the topmost, the value for any, the citizen of any country. So, of course, the independence of Uzbekistan is, has a historical significance, and for the past years of independent development of Uzbekistan, we have achieved a lot of the results, in all areas. And if I talk about the recent developments, now, for the past 3 years under the leadership of our President, Honorable President, His Excellency Mr. Shavkat Mirziyoyev, we have been implementing a new national development strategy of Uzbekistan.
Right, I was coming to that actually. Recently parliamentary election has been completed in your country, and I was hearing the President's speech. He is talking,
addressed to the nation and the Parliament.
He was addressing the Parliament, and he's talking about new Uzbekistan. He was talking about ethical investment. So how does he see the new Uzbekistan?
First of all, let me a little bit give you the main highlights of the address of our President to the joint session of the Parliament and also to the nation. The last week, our Honorable President addressed the Parliament and the nation, and in his address, the main message of his address, of course, he announced the year 2020 in Uzbekistan as the year of science and enlightenment and the digital economic development of Uzbekistan. Okay. So let me tell you little bit elaborate on this. We sincerely believe that in the core of the sustainable development of any nation, there is the highest attention should be given to, of course, to education, enlightenment, and innovation. These three factors are the driving forces of the growth for any nation.
India is also working on digital economy for a long time, and India is also considered to be doing very good in IT. So is Uzbekistan taking any help from India in this?
Yes, indeed. I was coming to that. Last year we have together with Indian partners, we have established the first the IT park in Tashkent. Okay. And so from there we are now taking this experience to other cities. And also we are very closely working with the Indian government and private sector in the sector of IT and also innovation. And apart from that, we have last year we have seen the more involvement of Indian educational institutions in Uzbekistan. One of the biggest private universities of India, Amity University, opened its campus in Tashkent.
So how is English education in Uzbekistan? Because as I was seeing, your country is almost more than 80% literacy is there in Uzbekistan.
The literacy rate, of course, it's even not more than 80%. It's close to almost 100%. It's very much literate nation, and also the foreign languages, including English, is becoming more and more spread across the country, especially among the new generation. When you interact with them, you will not find any difficulty in interacting with them in English. And the English medium school programs also getting more and more expanded in different parts of the country. And of course, with we have not only from India the universities which have English program education, but we also have universities from United States of America. Right. We have universities from United Kingdom and from Singapore and from Italy. From Russian Federation and from many other countries. We have a very solid group of universities now present in Uzbekistan.
So I think this will help in also tourism sector, development of tourism sector in your country. Do you have any plan to increase the tourism in your country?
Yes, of course. This was also stressed in the address of our president the last week. Tourism is one of the the major directions of our the sustainable development or a strategic area of our sustainable development for the country, since Uzbekistan possesses with the huge potential of the tourism. And for the last several years, by the initiative of our government, we have been creating a lot of facilities to make sure that travel of foreign tourists to Uzbekistan more comfortable and easier. So therefore we have now established visa-free regime with more than 80 countries of the world, and we have introduced electronic visa, which is very much convenient for a tourist. You just sit in your house or anywhere, you just fill up the form online. And for Indian tourists also, we have introduced the e-visa, and also you can get your visa on arrival. And also for the tourists, give them more comfort, we have established the green corridors at the airports, and we have established the special police units who take care of the well-being, and who will address all the requests of tourists in different the cities. And also we are putting effort to increase and improve the infrastructure of tourism, in which we are actively involving Indian companies also. And now we have a number of Indian private entities entering into tourism infrastructure sector in Uzbekistan.
Okay.
And taking into account the big experience of India in this sector, I think it would be a very positive contribution.
Sir, when we talk about Central Asia, we also think that there is Afghanistan in our mind. Afghanistan is not stable itself. So Uzbekistan being the most populous country in the whole Central Asian region and one of the most important countries, do you have any assessment about how Afghanistan is going to be in the face of talks between Taliban and US is going on?
Afghanistan is our next door neighbor. We have a very close relationship with Afghanistan. It's a very friendly relations we have, and we are actively participating in social and economic and infrastructure projects in Afghanistan.
Okay, you are doing.
And also, when we talk about the peace process, of course, we are in close contact with the government of Afghanistan to contribute to the peace process in Afghanistan, and we believe that the peace process and the peace talks are the best ways of the reaching endurable stability and in the country. There is no alternative to the peace talks. And also we believe that any peace talks in Afghanistan, the peace negotiations and the future of Afghanistan should be Afghan owned and Afghan led and Afghan controlled.
And in Uzbekistan also we hear that the government has been planning some de-radicalization process so that people of Uzbekistan are not affected by cult that is going on in some parts of the region.
The efforts of fight against extremism, terrorism, against radicalization, especially among the youth, is topical, I think, now in every part of the world.
Yes.
And of course, we also have our the policy and the programs aimed at fight against extremism, against radicalization. And as a matter of fact, we have a very good collaboration with Indian the side also in these areas, and we have put a number of regional and international initiatives at on these areas. For instance, back in 2017, our president proposed to elaborate and adopt a global convention on youth, because one of the big challenges is to provide opportunities for the youth, so that they are not attracted or involved with destructive ideas. Right. For that, we have to join our the hands and to work together what kind of best opportunities are created and provided for the youth, which constitute the biggest part of the world, the population.
India is also very good, and there are diverse handicrafts in India. In Uzbekistan, what is the situation? How it is developed?
Handicrafts is also of one of our main, the areas which we can, be proud of as an heritage, and also as a, as part of our culture. Last year, for the first time, by the initiative of our president, we have organized first International Handicrafts Festival in Uzbekistan, in Fergana, which was a big success, and a big delegation also from India was part of this event. So now at the government level, there is a very high attention to to support the handicrafts, the craftsmen.
So given the fact that India and Uzbekistan share many common things, even politically and strategically, so what is the new initiative, that we had been knowing that there is a India Central Asia dialogue. So do you see any development and anything new coming up in this field?
Yes, thank you for this very timely, important question. Of course, Uzbekistan and India, we are strategic partners.
Right.
And also our partnership now is taking new heights, and it is now we have an India Central Asia dialogue mechanism, which was established last year by the joint initiative of Uzbekistan and India.
Right.
At the level of foreign ministers. In the first meeting took place in Samarkand 2019 in January. Right. Some new developments, if we talk about it's next week on the 6th of February,
right.
There will be the meeting of chambers of commerce of Central Asian and India, Central Asian countries and India.
Yeah.
During which there will be, the countries, our countries will establish India Central Asia Business Council.
Which is a new thing.
This is, of course, yeah. This is a new mechanism and new, forum, which is aimed at, making, our trade and economic and investment cooperation more closer and more dynamic. So this event is planned here in Delhi next week on 6th of February. And of course, after that, there will be the main event, the second dialogue of India Central Asia, which will take place in Delhi. This year, we will be having a year of Indian culture in Uzbekistan and the year of Uzbek culture in India.
Sir, China is also nearby, India is also nearby. So how do you see the trade potential with India, given the fact that China is a big producer of things?
Of course, Uzbekistan, being in the heart of, in the center of Central Asia, we are very much strategically located to develop our trade and economic relations in a diversified the manner. And of course, we highly value our relations with our international and organizations and with all countries of the world. And the topmost priority, I must stress that it is a Central Asian region, Central Asia. And of course, if we talk about trade opportunities between Uzbekistan and India, the opportunities and the potential is very high. But unfortunately, we must admit that this potential has not been still fully used.
So, Excellency, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had announced $1 billion line of credit for Uzbekistan. So how Uzbekistan is working on it? Any progress, any project has been selected and being implemented?
The credits will be utilized for mostly for social sector, for social infrastructure, for building sewage systems, for water systems.
Okay.
and some other the areas of the social and economic development. And of course, it will. We are sure that it will make a big impact for our new dynamism, for our investment, dialogue, which in the recent past has been growing, by more and more investors from India going to Uzbekistan to explore business opportunities.
In this connection only, that President had visited, Vibrant Gujarat Summit.
Yes,
and,
indeed.
And Chief Minister of Gujarat also went to Uzbekistan.
Yes, indeed. So the visit has resulted in producing more new investment projects, and as a follow-up, we also had a delegation from Uzbekistan headed by the President of Chamber of Commerce and also Minister of Innovation, who came in November to follow up these agreements of the Gujarat Chief Minister visit. They also visited Gujarat, different cities and the regions of Gujarat. And
so
now,
can you tell us briefly, sir, that how you are preparing investment climate in Uzbekistan? Because
now the investment climate in Uzbekistan is one of the most attractive. We have been providing, first of all, very attractive incentive, the package for the businesses. By the creating free economic zones, for example, in which you have a tax-free the system of doing business. Secondly, we are
tax-free means
you are exempt from all kinds of taxes if you are the resident of the free economic zones.
Okay.
And even more than what is more is, for example, if you import the raw material for your production, manufacturing, being in the free economic zone, so you are free from import duties also. So and also we have been taking very concrete measures to make sure that investors have a very solid and strong legal protection. We have established business ombudsman. We have established a special institution, which is a special advisor, counselor, which directly reports to the president, and whose main task is to ensure the protection and promotion of business.
And is it working?
Businesses.
Is it working?
It's, of course, and also there is a very important mechanism that has been established by our government, which is public receptions. So these mean that it's a regional and public offices of the president and the government, in which you can bring any issue that or initiative or any problem that you might think that must be conveyed to the government.
So it's a really interesting, Ambassador, that Uzbekistan is doing so well in all spheres of life. So how Uzbekistan wants to place itself in the world, given the fact that you have got so many good well-wishers around the world? So how do you place yourself?
First of all, as I mentioned, for Uzbekistan, the topmost priority is our region, our neighbors. The well-being of Central Asia, we consider, the well-being of our country. So, therefore, our, the highest focus will be on the region to take, together with our neighbors, the steps that will serve to the best interest of the region for the economic development, for social development, for cultural the interactions, and for making the travel of people more and easy, for implementing the transit and transport communication potential of the region, for tackling with the challenges that the region face, including the environmental challenges. Right. So These, of course, these are the the topmost priorities. And also, secondly, we will be continuing our friendly relations, pragmatic relations with foreign countries, with all the countries of the world, CIS in Asia, in Europe, in America, and on the basis of mutual respect, on the basis of mutual understanding and mutual benefits. And also we will be continuing our the democratic deepening the democratic reforms as part of the national development strategy of Uzbekistan. So as was mentioned in your question, that one of the highlights of the address of our president was he was talking about the new Uzbekistan. So today's new Uzbekistan is about openness, about the transparency, about the economic opportunities and prosperity. It is also about the freedom of speech and mass media, and it is about more and more active involvement of public in the decision making. It is about the increasing role of the parliament. So we will be the Uzbekistan will be continuing the further implementation of national development strategy.
My last question, sir. There are three big players in this whole region: India, Russia, and China. So how you feel about all these three players?
When we talk about India, Russia, China, and other countries, we should first we can bring here the Shanghai Cooperation Organizations.
Right.
All countries are member of the Shanghai Cooperation Organizations, and we all countries have common interests, and they can we have a common tasks that within the framework of Shanghai Cooperation Organizations, which is a joint and common platform for us to work together. And I think we see more more and more opportunities in interacting with our the partners, our friends, and international organizations, regional and international partners.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. Thank you so much for talking to Rajya Sabha Television.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.